Part 94. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 931. I know all about it. But I really can't do it. Spiritual race must live. If I don't submit to them, they will definitely take the spirits out of their anger. Palace Master. Please, let me go. Let go of the spirit race. Lingshang's head knocked on the ground, making a violent roar. Fang Fan's eyes remained silent from beginning to end. There are some lies, you can actually believe your own words when you say them. But what about the fact? Is that really the case? This kind of clumsy lie can't stand scrutiny at all, and even a little verification, it will be cool. Is it? It's not because you see that I have no hope of coming back alive, and those 8th rank forces have promised you a place for a 9th rank force in the spirit race, so, you're excited. Haha, some things don't need to be scrutinized too much, of course, they can't be scrutinized. If you hadn't led the way for those intruders, the formations of the human emperor's palace might not be so easy to destroy, right? And, only you know about the restrictions around the temple of the wild god. After all, you were the great priest of the Lord of the wild god. Your betrayal has caused heavy losses to the warriors of the imperial palace. Don't say it so righteously, what you do, after all, is only yourself. Fang Fan narrowed his eyes, and the killing intent in his eyes quickly gathered together. Patriarch. Fight with him. Why should my spiritual race be subservient to the human race? That's right. My spirit race is the supreme race. Patriarch. They weren't going to leave us alive anyway. Kill them. Patriarch, I took a group of humans hostage, let's escape. The discussion on this side is not over yet. On the other side, a group of fully armed Terran soldiers have caught a group of Terran survivors from somewhere. How indifferent their eyes seemed. They put butcher knives on the necks of these human races and swore their existence to Fang Fan in a persecuting gesture. Fang Fan's eyes gradually became indifferent, more and more indifferent. Kaishan was caught by them. Master Hall Master, save Kaishan. In the crowd, an old man came over, Fang Fan glanced at it, and Zhou Ba, the head of the Zhou family in Zhongcheng, came over anxiously. In the distance, a group of spirit race soldiers walked out with Zhou Kaishan, who was covered in scars. Generally speaking, those who are injured can be cured with a king-level healing card. Since there are so many injuries on Zhou Kaishan's body, he can only explain one point. He has been fatally injured 10 times before, and he has used up 10 opportunities to use the healing card every day. So the current state is, empty and healing card, but it can only be used until tomorrow. And just now, when Fang Fan led his army to kill all the invading forces, these spirit race soldiers sneaked into the shrine of the wild god and took Zhou Kaishan hostage. Lingshang on the side was already heartbroken. But seeing Zhou Kaishan being held hostage, his eyes suddenly lit up. He was very aware of Zhou Kaishan's position in Fang Fan's mind. To put it bluntly, that is to be treated as a brother. Holding him hostage, spirit race, there may be hope. Lingshang rushed over and over, with even more surprise on his face. Fang Fan. Let me and the spirit clan go. Otherwise Zhou Kaishan will die. As long as our spirit race is still alive, Zhou Kaishan can live. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 932. Lingshang personally held the hilt of the knife and spoke to Fang Fan viciously. Obviously, he has reached a state of madness. Patriarch, it's not enough. Let them give us 10 billion divine crystals. This Fang Fan has made a lot of money on the battlefield of gods and demons. Yeah, Patriarch, just ask for another 100 million spirit crystals. He, will be even more developed. Isn't it a waste not to cherish such a good blackmail opportunity? That's it, be sure to control the current opportunity. Everyone in the spirit race seemed quite excited when you said one sentence to me. Fang Fan smiled. Non my family, its heart must be different. This sentence may be biased, but at least, if it's patriarch rebels, can the rest of the clan still be loyal to you? Boss. Ha ha ha. I'm not afraid of death. You helped me deal with this group of chops. Damn it. The labor and capital were all injured by those invading aliens, otherwise why would they be captured by these rookies? Shame. Zhou Kaishan looked ashamed. Putting life and death aside for the time being, what I think of now is the face problem. After all, he is also a 7-star King Realm cultivation base, but he was captured by a group of 4-star 5-star King Realm spirits, and he can't afford to lose this person. Don't worry. With me, no one else can hurt you. Fang Fan looked at Zhou Kaishan and felt helpless. This guy is still as bad as before. Ling Shang, in fact, I really moved my sympathy just now, and I'm going to kill you only and let your spirit race go. But why are you challenging my bottom line again and again? I feel disgusted at this moment for my previous compassion. You people are not worthy at all. Fang Fan clenched his fist lightly, and the killing intent in his eyes has slowly condensed. What should be said, what should not be said, has been said thoroughly at this moment. Leave my spirit race. Ha ha. What's the use of that? I'm dead. Fang Fan. Stop talking nonsense. Now, bring 10 billion divine crystals. Another 100 million spirit crystals, let me leave the human race plane, and we will let him go after we confirm that it is safe. Otherwise, the fish will die today. Anyway, we will die if we resist, and we will die if we don't resist. The ferocity in Lingshang's eyes condenses frantically. At this moment, how could there still be half a minute before Fang Fan bowed his head and obeyed orders? Do you really think you've beaten me? Fang Fan's mouth showed a hint of sarcasm. Immediately without hesitation, he threw a high-level enchantment card directly, and then radiated a dazzling light on Zhou Kaishan. Now, you can kill. Fang Fan waved his hand, his words revealing unparalleled indifference. Fang Fan. You're crazy. You don't care about Zhou Kaishan's life or death. Isn't he your brother? You, don't come here, I'll really do it. Ha ha ha. What a Fang Fan. No wonder people call you Fang Mo, you are the devil. The biggest devil. You don't even care about your brother's life. Then, let's die together. Ling Shang's face showed madness, and then the machete in his hand slashed down at Zhou Kaishan's head. Sonorous. A golden light flashed, firmly guarding Zhou Kaishan in it. What the hell is this? Break it for me. Ling Shang tried his best, but still couldn't break the defense. High-level enchantment card, immune to 1-minute attacks by practitioners below the absolute king level. You, not enough. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 933. With the existence of this advanced enchantment card, Ling Shang naturally couldn't cause any damage to Zhou Kaishan. This is also the reason why Fang Fan dared to hang everything. Ling Shang thinks he has control over Fang Fan's weakness, but he doesn't know that what he controls is only his own dead end. In front of Fang Fan, the battle strength of the spirit race is completely vulnerable. A wave of charges came down, and the spiritual race had been slaughtered. This is their impulsive punishment. From the beginning, they chose a dead end. And now, I'm still jumping wildly on this dead road. There are dead corpses everywhere, and life is really like a mustard, which makes people sigh. Everyone's eyes focused, and there was still the last survivor of the spiritual race, the spiritual race patriarch Ling Shang. Anything to say? Fang Fan glanced at Ling Shang indifferently. Although he had won a victory, there was not much to be happy about from Fang Fan's point of view. Because, betrayal. He never thought betrayal would happen to him. Before, the spiritual clan chief Ling Shang might have had some kind of problems, but for Fang Fan, it was not that kind of irreconcilable. Even though Fang Fan gave up the position of the deputy hall master of the other people's palace because of Ling Shang's mistake before, Fang Fan's importance to Ling Shang has never been reduced. He was even thinking that waiting for a suitable time would allow him to return to the position of the deputy hall master of the human emperor's palace again. It's a pity that Fang Fan will never see this day. What do you say now? What's the point? Regret. Really, very sorry. Because of my greed, the spirit race is subverted. Actually, if I can continue to hold on for a few hours, the spirit race may be able to advance to the 9th rank, 8th rank, or even higher level forces under your blessing. It's a pity, now it's all gone. There is no chance of a new life, the future of the spirit race is already doomed. It can only be said, you are indeed a person who is good at creating miracles. How long has it been? The existence that was so much lower than me in the past can now kill the 2-star Emperor realm. Even among those big forces, you are an absolute genius. Perhaps it won't be long before the Emperor's palace can be promoted to the 8th rank, even the 7th rank power. It's a pity, I can't see it anymore. Ling Shang murmured, and there was a hint of melancholy in his eyes. What was once, has become a cloud of the past. While speaking, Ling Shang waved the machete in his hand and gave himself a break. Fang Fan didn't stop him. In fact, based on what he has done, it is not an exaggeration for Fang Fan to burn him to ashes. It's just that at this moment, Fang Fan doesn't want to do too much. After all, he once paid loyalty. The Spirit Clan incident is over, and the palace of the Emperor has returned to its previous order. This battle is the battle of the Emperor's prestige. 3 8th rank forces, several 9th rank forces. All the elites were beheaded. Shake the entire Sunshine Galaxy. As soon as the news came out, the entire luminous Sun Galaxy trembled. Shengtian League, an exquisite courtyard. This guy is still so irritable, but even the pavilion master of the Ghosts and Gods pavilion can be killed. It seems that he was underestimated before. 2-star sovereign realm, maybe it can no longer pose a threat to him. As expected of an outland genius. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 934. Demon Heaven Pavilion, in the gloomy hall. Fang Fan? What do you guys think? The pavilion master of Motion Pavilion narrowed his eyes and shouted softly. The most popular recently is Fang Fan, who originated from the Bright Camp. The pavilion master, this son must be killed. It is because of him that Zhouji's God and Demon Messenger and Thunderstorm Demon Emperor were brutally murdered. He is obviously going to target our Demon Heaven Pavilion. It is said that he originally came from a 9th rank force that had just been established. He must have obtained huge benefits from the ruins of the gods, which is why his realm and power have skyrocketed so much. Kill him and take his chance. Strengthen my Demon Heaven Pavilion. In the hall, a gloomy old man said with a greedy look on his face. Pavilion Master, I think, if such a genius can be used by me, our Motion Pavilion may be able to take advantage of this opportunity to rise. In the crowd, a seductive woman made a different suggestion. Snake charm. What do you mean? That's the end of his revenge for killing Zhouji's God and Demon Envoy and Thunderstorm Demon Emperor. The gloomy old man snorted coldly, looking particularly unhappy. It's not like that, I mainly want to consider the interests in the middle. I heard that Fang Fan not only killed all the practitioners of our dark camp, but even the practitioners of Shengtian Alliance and Xingluo Academy were also killed. Even, one of the holy sons of the Holy Heaven Alliance, the chief true inheritance of Starfall Academy, was slaughtered by him. According to the urination of the forces of the Light Camp, they will definitely reject him with all their strength, and this is just our chance. The seductive woman smiled lightly and put forward her own opinion. Immediately, there was a fierce debate in the hall because of this matter. There are also some people who fully support the gloomy old man, but it seems that the number is not very large. Facts have proved that women's affinity is sometimes stronger. This child can't be controlled by me. His kind of character, if you don't kill him now, when it becomes a climate in the future, if you want to solve it again, it will be troublesome. For the 10,000 years plan of the motion pavilion, it must be killed. The gloomy old man was obviously still a little unwilling, as he spoke with an angry look in his eyes. The seductive woman immediately retorted, "Isn't his temperament in line with our dark camp? If such a little devil is cultivated a little, he will definitely become the outstanding combat power of my motion pavilion. And, the secret realm of Chentian is about to open. If we can have such a strong genius leader, our motion pavilion may be able to make a lot of money." The forces of the quartet are surging, and the situation reveals a strangeness. Not only the 7th rank forces Shengtian League and Motion Pavilion, even those low-level 8th rank forces and 9th rank forces, are now all deployed. Everyone feels that the sky of the luminous galaxy may be changing. The Sun Galaxy has always been the backbone of two 7th rank forces, and now, although this newly rising human Emperor's Palace is currently only a 9th rank force, it may not be long, it will be able to soar at an extreme speed. At that time, it was the time when the major forces of the luminous galaxy were reshuffled. If you complement this upstart now, won't you be able to make a fortune in the future? Of course, there are also some forces who feel that the overly dazzling human Emperor's Palace at this moment will surely usher in a frantic suppression. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 935. The Human Plane, the Palace of the Emperor. Are you all ready? Fang Fan glanced around and smiled lightly. Lord. Everything is ready. Garen stood in front and replied calmly. Very good. Then, promote. The Palace of the Emperor. Promoted to the 8th rank power. Fang Fan's eyes gradually became calm, and then, the sky began to thunder. Everyone, pay attention. It should be enough to get through this wave of divine thunder. Fang Fan narrowed his eyes and looked up. Boundless divine thunder bombarded down, and the first one directly destroyed all the defensive arrays of the entire human Emperor Hall. I see. Ao, didn't you say that a magic formation of this level can last at least half an hour? Why did it get cold at the beginning? Fang Fan's mouth twitched, and he directly pulled the formation master beside him. In order to ensure that he was safe, he specially hired him from other places with a lot of money. Said to be very famous, why do you want to come with me? Palace Master Fang Fan, I have never seen the intensity of your divine calamity. It's scary, it's really scary. If this trend continues, the situation is not good. According to my experience, this is obviously the thunder tribulation when advancing to the 7th rank power. It's so weird. How come to you, the 6th rank forces will experience this? The formation master on the side was instantly stunned. I'm so hard. I didn't expect the sudden change in the situation. Fang Fan narrowed his eyes, saying that he remembered the time when he was promoted to the 9th rank power. At that time, the sky was also rolling with thunder, and all kinds of flame giants were galloping. The scene at that time was also very scary. It just came to an abrupt end at the end. Of course, but because there is a 9th rank power promotion card, those gods and thunders are directly avoided. In the end, they succeeded in winning. This time, naturally, there is no such rank 8 power promotion card. What can be done is to fight with flesh and blood. This so-called divine tribulation seems to be aimed specifically at me. Is it unhappy with me? Or do you have a grudge against me? Fang Fan narrowed his eyes, his mind swaying. But now that the promotion mode has been turned on, no matter how difficult it is, you can only choose soldiers to cover the water and the soil. 8 legions. Guard around the imperial palace. 6 heroes, stand in the middle. 4 god pets, scattered melee. Human sovereign legion. Line up to meet the enemy. Wing 10 legion. Prepare for battle. Fang Fan gave an order, and the combat power belonging to the palace of the emperor instantly became restless. The battle for promotion is also a life and death challenge for all members of the imperial palace. If this world-destroying calamity really wants to destroy the palace of the emperor, I am afraid that one of them will be counted as one, and they can only retreat. Controlling the timing is especially important. The divine thunder in the sky began to harvest slowly, replaced by head-sized hailstones and Sci-Fi fireballs with a radius of tens of meters. In the sky, there was a dance of gods and demons. When these hailstones fall, they will quickly turn into ice thorns, madly attacking the practitioners in the palace of the emperor. Huge fireballs rolled wildly around the hall of the emperor as if they had grown eyes, and they specially selected the place where the crowd gathered to roll. The divine calamity of promotion to the 8th rank power has completely come. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 936. None of these are the scariest. No matter how powerful the ice thorn is, just dodge it. The fireball is too hot to stop it. In the palace of the emperor, there are 6 one-star Emperor Realm powerhouses, and there are more than 100 Supreme Real King Realm powerhouses. Not to mention anything else, just this kind of style is already very enough. Only gradually, these hailstones actually began to condense together, forming huge hailstones. This is Frost Giant. Fang Fan opened his mouth, as weird as he wanted. What's even more bizarre is, how did such a thing happen to him? Boss. Look at me if I don't go and chop off all these big guys. Zhou Kaishan was already alive and kicking at this moment, and he flew over with excitement, wanting to fight these frost giants to the death. At this moment, Zhou Kaishan has been promoted to a level, from the 7-star King Realm to the 8-star King Realm. But even so, when he just flew past, he was slapped by a frost giant with a slap. It was indeed shot. The irresistible kind. It looks as if the whole person has no bones, which is extremely strange. Everyone's eyes converged in an instant, and they couldn't help but take a deep breath. These frost giants all have at least 10-star king level weak real king level combat power. Everyone be careful. Fang Fan took a breath. Is this the promotion of the 8th rank power? Generally speaking, for ordinary 8th rank forces, it is possible that the power master is the real king realm. But in front of these, the frost giant has tens of thousands at a glance. The hottest chicken is the weak real king, and there are at least hundreds of frost giants in the real king. And, this is just the beginning. Lord. Those thunderbolts in the sky have actually evolved into thunder dragons. The little golden dragon Aoguang flew over, looking a little frightened. Thousands of thunder dragons, at least all of them are in the 10-star king level strong real king realm. There are even several 1-star emperor realm. Abyss demon general army. Yellow turban typing warlock army, resist me. Galen. Jax, hold on. Don't be stingy with using cards, just hold on, everything is easy to say. In front of me, I can barely hold on. At least, not yet to that moment of collapse. My CAO. Again. Fang Fan just finished disposing of these frost giants and thunder dragons, and a group of fire phoenixes suddenly appeared in front of them. These fire phoenixes were all born from those fireballs, and each one of them, at least, is a true king. There are more than 10 one-star Emperor realm, a 2-star Emperor realm. This is still a chicken feather. Just declare failure. Fang Fan's mouth twitched. Given the current situation, is it necessary to continue? Isn't this such a bullshit? No matter how hard it is, you can only swallow it in your stomach. Fang Fan clenched his fists tightly. Although the current situation is very bad, it is not that there is no chance to fight back. Now, I really can't make ink. If you can promote your army to a wave, maybe there is still a chance. To have some more power in the Sovereign Lord realm will naturally be of great benefit to the battle situation. Fang Fan thought to himself. Right now, we must take care of the overall battle situation. Right now, Fang Fan's subordinates are all the True King Realm Legion. If the 10-star King level Supreme Real King level Legion wants to be promoted to the 1-star Emperor Realm, it needs billions of divine crystals. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 937. Call. Fortunately, I cleaned up the rubbish in the storage ring before, and saved 2 trillion billion divine crystals. Fang Fan subconsciously swallowed a mouthful of saliva, his eyes twinkling. The practitioners who had extorted the 4 major forces in the ruins of the gods before, in addition to obtaining a batch of rich god crystals, also bought all the treasures on them at a low price. That batch of divine crystals, Fang Fan directly promoted them to his army at that time. As for those treasures, later, Fang Fan found a few black markets and disposed of them all. At that time, I was in a hurry to deal with it, and it was a black market, so I made a lot of deductions. But even so, those things were fully exchanged for 2 trillion divine crystals. It's really not easy. In addition to the divine crystals that Fang Fan had in his hand, there are almost 250 trillion. This is all that Fang Fan can take out. If he wanted more, he didn't have it either. Choose to be promoted to the 10-star King's realm, the True King level 4-winged War Angel army and the Black Dragon Knight army. Fang Fan took a breath and looked very calm. If you want to kill these thunder dragons, fire phoenixes, and frost giants, you naturally need to defeat them with strong combat power. It is best to upgrade the Legion of 4-winged War Angels and the Legion of Black Dragon Knights. Ding. Consuming 120 trillion King level promotion cards, the 10-star King's realm is extremely high, and the 4-winged War Angel Legion of the real King is promoted to the 1-star Emperor's realm. Ding. Consuming 110 trillion King level promotion cards, the 10-star King's realm is the absolute pinnacle of the True King's realm and the Black Dragon Knights are promoted to the 1-star Emperor's realm. There are 9 people in the 4-winged War Angel Legion. After being promoted to the 1-star Emperor realm, it is equivalent to having 9 more 1-star Emperor realm combat powers. And the Black Dragon Knight Legion has 18 Black Dragon Knights. Plus the 18 Black Dragons under their seat, when they are promoted to the 1-star Emperor level, it is equivalent to adding 36 1-star Emperors directly. Lord! A group of 4-winged War Angels and a group of Black Dragon Knights shouted. At the beginning, these 4-winged War Angels were actually very awkward for the title of Lord. After all, angels are proud. Only later, because of a series of events, these War Angels have recognized Fang Fan from the bottom of their hearts, so they began to call the Lord. The reason here does not need to be explained much. What should be understood, naturally understood. Dragon Scale. You lead the Black Dragon Knight Legion and are responsible for dealing with those thunder dragons. Mikhail. You lead the 4-winged War Angel army and help me kill all those fire phoenixes. War. Fang Fan gave an order, and 2 brand new armed 1-star Emperor level legions were ready to go. With the addition of these more than 40 emperors, the situation changed instantly, and even, those strange thunder dragons, fire phoenixes, and frost giants were also killed one by one. According to such a trend, the promotion of the 8th rank power should be considered stable. Seeing that these thunder dragons, fire phoenixes, and frost giants were all slaughtered, the situation in the sky changed again. Rumbling. A thunder flashed, and a god with a giant hammer suddenly descended. The robbery of the gods, this is a sign of promotion to the 6th rank power. The corner of the formation master on the side twitched and muttered to himself subconsciously. Fang Fan naturally heard this muttering to himself, and then Fang Fan fell into self-doubt. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 938. Could it be too unreliable? Fire Phoenix, Thunder Dragon, and other frost giants, I can bear it. I just want to be promoted to an 8th rank power, and now you have even recruited a god general? What the hell is this? Those who knew it thought that the palace of human emperor was promoting the power of the 8th rank, but those who didn't know it thought it was going to be directly transformed into an immortal. Slaying the spirit body. Must die. The god general holding the giant hammer suddenly said such a sentence, everyone else was at a loss, only Fang Fan, his face instantly became ugly. How did he know about the slaughtering spirit body? Fang Fan glanced at Xiao Xiao, who was on the side. Because of all the fighting just now, Xiaoxiao's consumption seemed to be a little too much at the moment, and her whole state seemed a little sluggish. Brother Fan, it's all my fault. Yun Xiaoxiao bit her lip, she felt that it must be because of her existence that the palace of the emperor suffered such a crisis. From the bottom of her heart, she felt a sense of suffering in her heart. Fang Fan smiled, secretly thinking that this little girl really thinks too much. It's none of your business. When the emperor's palace was promoted to the 9th rank power before, it had already suffered such a catastrophe once. At that time, it was almost like this. Maybe, we are born with a relationship. I'm a body of God hate, and you, Xiao Xiao, are also a God-slaying spirit body, so there is a support for each other. Fang Fan smiled, but seemed quite open-minded. Everyone. Prepare for battle. Kill me the God General. God comes, I kill gods, devils come, I kill devils. Rumbling. In the sky, a shocking thunder struck directly. It seems to be a kind of warning in the other party's words. Fang Fan's eyes glanced at the sky, there seems to be a pair of eyes staring at him all the time, staring at his every move. Although he can't see it, Fang Fan can feel it. But, so what? War. But it's a fight to the end. Roar. The god will wave the giant hammer in his hand, causing a huge shock. 4-star sovereign realm. Just a big boss. Just, the magic skill has been refreshed. Fang Fan took a breath, not only did he not feel any fear in his heart, but instead gave rise to a more sense of battle. Aragama's Wrath. Fang Fan directly activated the magic skill, and then skyrocketed his cultivation base by 3 levels. At this moment, Fang Fan has been directly upgraded from the 10-star King level weak real King realm to the 3-star Emperor realm. Fang Fan pounced confidently with his weapon in his hand. With just one move, Fang Fan was defeated. Puff. Fang Fan only felt a sweetness in his throat, and then spit out a mouthful of blood. The wave just now seriously injured him. This god general seems to have only a 4-star Emperor's realm cultivation base, but its combat power is approaching the 5-star Emperor's realm. Although I have a 3-star sovereign realm cultivation base, after all, I only have 10 minutes to break out. Once 10 minutes pass, everything will be exposed. Fang Fan couldn't help showing a nervous look on his face. If this is the case, the situation looks extremely bad. It can even be said that there is no chance of winning at all. No. I can't go on like this. If it continues like this, it will be consumed sooner or later. This god will be like possessing infinite divine power. But his combat power is really strong. Fang Fan shrugged helplessly, but he couldn't beat him. Tried countless times, and finally failed. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 939. Seeing that the 10-minute buff time was about to end, Fang Fan couldn't help but get anxious. Now that he has a 3-star Emperor Realm cultivation base, he can barely fight to the end. If he waits until he restores the weak Real King Realm cultivation base, the 1-star Emperor Realm hero and the 1-star Emperor Master Realm army under his command won't be able to last for long. At that time, if you want to regret it, it's too late to see a doctor. Now I can only fight for it. Fang Fan gritted his teeth. I don't know if this kind of god will be deterred by the majesty of Aragami. Fang Fan has no idea in his heart. If you want to use the Aragami god's majesty to those ordinary cultivators, it's a quasi-perform. After all, they have a natural fear of gods. Even if Fang Fan, the desolate god, is a virtual desolate god, as long as he doesn't say it, how can those ordinary cultivators know? But this one in front of him is a real god general. It came down from the sky. People think that they are all true gods. Fang Fan sighed secretly, life is too difficult. The last 2 minutes left. Now I can only use a dead horse as a living horse doctor. Fang Fan clenched his fists and snorted. Everyone, get ready. All-out attack. Aragami's majesty. Fang Fan snorted coldly and directly displayed his whole cards. A wisp of virtual divine power suddenly revolves around Fang Fan. The divine power gradually sublimated, and it seemed to have a noble atmosphere more and more. You are the wild god. Is this the breath of the wild god? The wild god, the crown of the wild god, haven't you fallen? The god general holding the giant hammer was suddenly stunned, and his eyes were shocked. Good chance. Attack. Fang Fan's face was overjoyed, his body could not help trembling slightly, and there was a gleam in his eyes. Unexpectedly, this god general holding a giant hammer would also be shocked by the majesty of the wild god, which was something Fang Fan had never thought of before. Aragami's wrath. At this moment, Fang Fan no longer hesitated, and directly used his strongest means, and immediately raised his combat power to the 3-star Emperor Realm, and immediately, the 6 1-star Emperor Realm heroes under his command. 2 1-star Sovereign Legions. All the combat power, fighting frantically. The will to fight to the end is fully demonstrated. If you don't win, you die. Fang Fan had never imagined such a situation before. Who would have thought that just being promoted to an 8th rank force would cause trouble in the city? The god general holding a giant hammer in front of him is nothing more than the combat power of the 4-star Emperor Realm. Although the combat power is close to that of the 5-star Emperor Realm, it is not the 5-star Emperor Realm after all. So, if you want to kill him, there is still hope. The hope condensed in the present burst out completely. The law of desolation. The law of fusion. The King's Chi. Explosion. Rumbling, one after another violent shouts came, which seemed rude and heart-pounding. Everything in front of you makes people tremble subconsciously. This is a battle against a god general. Of course, the combat power of this divine general has been shaved to the point where only the fur is left. But it is undeniable, he is still strong. Still standing there with a fearless attitude. Fang Fan clenched the knife in his hand even tighter, his hands were folded in front of him, and his footsteps flew out. Click. Stab. The sound of bones came, and the sound of swords breaking flesh came. The invincible divine general in front of him is slowly collapsing. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 940. Rumbling. In the sky, there was a violent sound of thunder, and the thunder dragons who were madly stirring screamed in unison. It seems, mourning something. Immediately, those thunder dragons opened their mouth slowly, and then made a sound of thunder. You bastard! Stop attacking! This is the incarnation of this god. Let go of my incarnation, and this god will spare your life. The voice of threat is very majestic. You can feel a sense of arrogance from his words. In the eyes of these so-called gods, the existence of Fang Fan and others is not much different from that of ants. Reckless, contempt. Even if he wanted to ask Fang Fan to let go of his avatar, it was a gesture of a superior. Fang Fan looked up at the endless starry sky, his eyes gradually became deeper. Ha ha! If your real body is here, the master of this hall will kill you. What's more, just a small deity. If you really beg for mercy, come up with a begging attitude. Those like you, kill you 10,000 times, that's not much. Fang Fan clenched his fists tightly, his eyes flickering brightly. Such an attitude must be shown. Reckless. Bullshit. Non-existent. Boom. The god holding the giant hammer suddenly exploded the body of the incarnation, pieces of flesh and blood fell on the ground, turning into pure energy. One after another, the pets flew over and swallowed this pure energy. The cultivation level is still skyrocketing. Roar. Those divine pets under Fang Fan's command, such as the little golden dragon, the dark night unicorn, the three-headed dog of hell, Kunpeng. All gathered here, with their bloody mouths open, greedily sucking everything in front of them. The energies that the gods transformed into the gods were extremely pure. For them, if they can digest these energies, to a certain extent, they will be able to get a complete transformation. Although there is still some gap between these pure energies and real divine power, in general, they are quite close. Damn things! You dare to destroy the incarnation of this god. This god will not let you go. You lowly ants! How dare you devour my flesh and blood? This god is going to take revenge. I must take revenge. You ants, you all have to die, all of you have to die. I'm going to keep you from being born forever. We will meet again. After those thunder dragons said these words slowly, they all began to die. Immediately, in front of Fang Fan's eyes, these thunder dragons, who had been showing off their might before, actually blew themselves up. At the same time, there are those frost giants gathered from hail, and the fire phoenix condensed by fireballs. The previous apocalyptic scene is fading little by little. In the sky, a blue light suddenly flickered. Bright blue light, extremely dazzling. It's a spirit crystal. Lord! It's all spirit crystals. And, it's still a top-quality spirit crystal. In the sky, Garen dodged a spirit crystal, and then his face showed ecstasy. Fang Fan narrowed his eyes and secretly let out a sigh. In the end, finally, victory. Although the process is somewhat tortuous, the difficulty of advancing to the 8th rank power is comparable to that of advancing to the 6th rank. But the final reward seems to be far richer than the ordinary 8th rank power. For example, which force has just been promoted to the 8th rank and can drop the top grade spirit crystal from the sky? Good luck and bad luck.